Good morning, everyone. Welcome into HogvilleNET YouTube Live's 5 and 5. I'm against the clock, and the clock is undefeated. I've not been able to cram in a 5-minute segment yet since we started doing this on Monday. Let's see if today changes things. But if you haven't done it already, please drop down and hit that subscribe button. We appreciate that. Wanted to jump in here because we really haven't had a lot of news, but at some point, I think we're going to have some news on Arkansas's 8th commitment. I stand firm that I believe DJ Wagner's a silent commit or a private commit, and that we'll hear something in terms of a commitment soon. Maybe it's today. We know that Arkansas broke its streak of Monday commitments on Monday, 4 out of 4 until Monday, and then we haven't had one Tuesday, Wednesday, and now we're getting into Thursday as we approach the end of the week. But Arkansas sitting tight with 7 scholarship players. Calipari told media a couple of days ago, I was there, that he's going to, these comments that he made last week about sticking to 8 or 9 scholarship players, that's something he repeated, and he gave his reasons why again. And so that's just something, kind of to keep in mind and keep your eyes on moving forward. We'll see if that actually plays out. I'm starting to think that maybe Arkansas is at 8 or 9 going into move-in day, which is less than 2 weeks now. Summer session 1 classes, you get your physicals, you start going through those limited practices, strength and conditioning stuff as well. So maybe Arkansas is at 8 or 9 for that. And then Calipari takes time, if he is going to backfill it or options come open through the summer, even until the fall semester starts. We've seen players be added as late as August. So who knows? But I do think DJ Wagner, the Kentucky transfer, is the most likely to be the next off the board. And then I think, again, just repeating things, Arkansas's next need, it's a need right now, but maybe the 9th spot is a forward. 4, maybe a stretch 4 that gives you some face-up versatility, guys that can play alongside Jonas Adu and Big Z. And I do think, we've gone through a lot of the names. Coleman Hawkins is one that's going through the NBA draft process right now, the combine. That concludes this week as well. A lot of other players in there. JT Toppin, a lot of other names we can mention. Dylan Mitchell, who's not at the combine. Vin Allen Lubin, who's not at the combine. So you got guys in the combine. Maybe, the deadline to get out of the draft is May 29th. Maybe they do it soon. Maybe they stay in for a while. Is this going to be a waiting game for Calipari on maybe some options to fill out a front line spot for that 9th spot? And then again, we just pay attention to what could possibly be next to actually get to 10 players or more. Is he going to be firm and say, nope, I've talked about it twice now, there's no going back, I'm not going to fill more than 8 or 9? If it's DJ Wagner coming in at 8, I guess 8 or 9, if he cuts off the or 9 part, that could be it. I'll be surprised by that. Arkansas is really thin on the front line options. Not sure what happened there. I don't know if you guys are still with me or not. And the timer on this thing is completely crazy. I think I was around 3 minutes. Hopefully I'm back live again. Phone technology failed me there. So we came back on here. Maybe folks are still sticking around. But we were talking about Arkansas trying to fill out the front line and have front line options as that 9th player. And again, I think that will need to be a priority. I think when you start looking at what's the guys that are in the combine, and again, I mentioned some of those names, Coleman Hawkins, JT Toppin, you've got guys that are going to have decisions to make. Do they stay in? Arthur Kaluma, Kansas State, started at Creighton. He was on that Creighton team that beat Arkansas by 3 points in the open in Maui after Arkansas had defeated Louisville and made it to the second round. Creighton played in the finals against Arizona. Arkansas obviously beat eventual national runner-up San Diego State in Maui for the 3rd place game. But Kaluma, Arthur Kaluma was at Creighton, had really good game against Arkansas, or he had a good tournament. But the last year at Kansas State, a guy that put up good numbers, and he'll actually step out and knock down threes. 6'8" guy, versatile. He's a 3-4 kind of guy. We know Adu Thurs on board as that. So Arkansas needs another front piece line, and preferably someone, again, that can stretch the floor a bit, play some face-up ball, and you want someone that can get on the glass and secure rebounds. All right, points 1 and 2, we're talking about DJ Wagner. Second point was trying to bolster your front line. We'll keep an eye on that as Calipari gets to 8 or 9. Then the other things we're going to hit real quickly. The first live eval period of the spring and summer is this weekend. Coaches can go on the road for live evaluations. Nike EYBL is playing in Indianapolis, Adidas 3SSB in Bryan, College Station, Texas. Those are just two of the circuits that'll be going on. And Calipari on Tuesday in Little Rock, when he met with the media, I asked him, would he be out this weekend to recruit? Because he's obviously still trying to finish this roster. And he said, absolutely. If they'll let me go out, I'll be out. And that means the NCAA rules. And so it's the only live eval period for the grassroots scene in May. And you'll have some more live eval periods in June that are scholastic events. And then in July, you're back to the various shoe circuits. So this is the only one in the spring. They used to have 2 in April. They didn't have any in April. So this is the first one. So it'll be interesting to see where I'm assuming Calipari at minimum hits one location, but probably jumps around a little bit. His staff will be on the road doing that. Point number 4, moving away from recruiting for just a second. Pro Hogs in the NBA semifinals, Western Conference semifinals. Daniel Gafford in the starting lineup last night again for the Dallas Mavericks in Game 5 on the road against host Oklahoma City in the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. And Isaiah Joe making his first career NBA playoff start last night. The Mavs really controlled this game, 104-92. Mavs go up 3-2 in the series. It shifts back to Dallas. Gafford with 9 points, 7 rebounds, a block, and an assist. Isaiah Joe hit a couple of threes. Not a great shooting night for him, but 6 points and 3 rebounds. And Jalen Williams off the bench, Pro Hog, hit a 3 in this game, had a rebound, had an assist, drew a charge. We know he does that. But the Mavericks are 1 game away with 2 to go and going back home in Game 6 from securing the series and moving on to the Western Conference Finals. Okay, so that's point number 4. Point number 5. This is really a quick one. Calipari on this one Razorback Roadshow, I guess a stop on Wednesday in El Dorado. There's 2 stops each day. Maybe it was El Dorado, Texarkana. I'm not sure where all they went yesterday, but El Dorado, I believe. Maybe it was there when Calipari either led or was part of his first hog call. And so the photo that's on my thumbnail on this segment is Calipari calling the Hogs or attempting to call the Hogs. I wasn't there, didn't see it. I haven't seen any film or video on it. Maybe I'll find some of that a little bit later today. But Calipari is now officially part of the a hog call in front of Hog fans. And so that's progress. He's been talking about compartmentalizing things, build his roster, then maybe focus on putting together a schedule. Non-conference schedule, because we know who the opponents and matchups are in the SEC. So all this stuff's a little bit interesting. Okay, this went over 5 minutes. We had technical difficulties. It threw me off my game. I don't even have a clock. It shows me negative numbers up here. Thank you for joining me on HogvilleNet YouTube Live on Thursday. Go hit that subscribe button. Appreciate you guys. Love doing this. Until next time, and if something breaks, we're coming live again. That could be today. But until then, we'll see you then.